I built a website that is better than Duolingo and is 100% free. This website integrates reading stories and memorizing vocabulary into a single interactive experience. Let's go to web.linguaberry.com to take a look at it. Alright, so here we are on the Discover page. This is the main page whenever you log in. You can also access this page without logging in, although you can't create your own content, although that's going to be discussed later. So let's go ahead and take a look at the different content we can access. So you have different content such as decks, stories, and lists. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at a deck. So we'll go ahead and have deck selected and let's press search. And let's scroll down and let's see this basic first deck by me, and it's Spanish. Alright, so these are like the contents of a deck. So of course you have terms, translations, and optional notes. And you can like a deck, you can bookmark it, and also you can study and practice it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the studying. So basically studying is just basic flashcards, and you can also do spaced repetition. So this is similar to Anki. It uses a spaced repetition system, which is a scientifically proven method to memorize vocabulary. You can also do back first and shuffle them. We can also practice words as typing exercises. So we can do hello, which is hola. We can do goodbye, adios, and we're done. So the typing exercises are good for testing your knowledge and what you know. Alright, so next we have stories. So we'll go ahead and press search. Let's go ahead and take a look at a story. So we have a popular one, C1 Spanish. And the cool thing about stories is you can go ahead and hover over words and it makes it into like a interactive text. And these interactive texts are based off of the word translations that you provide. So you have like a term, a translation, and then it detects it and it gives you that translation pair. So you can also view side-by-side translations, and so it's still interactive right here, and it gives you the English translation for each sentence. You can also do practicing a sentence, which is similar to Duolingo. So basically you just type in the word. You can also do back first. You can also study the words from the word data, so it goes through all the words that you provide it with. And this is good before reading a story, just so you can go ahead and know the vocabulary. And lastly, we have lists. Lists are just a collection of decks and stories. So let's go ahead and take a look at a list. So we have like A2 Arabic, and it's just, it's a collection of lists and stories, and you can practice them. So it'll take you to the first one, to the first item in the list, and you can just translate the sentences and the sentence exercises. So let's go ahead and take a look at the LinguaBerry content. So we'll go ahead and click View Catalog, and you can look at organized content for these 12 languages right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at French. And each of the French is organized based on the CEFR levels, which is a common European framework of reference for languages. So A1 being the beginner, and C2 being the most advanced. So we can go ahead and take a look at the different A1 French stories. So you have all sorts of simple topics. And then these are sentence exercises that you can practice them and study the vocabulary. And some of the more advanced ones, such as C2, look much more advanced, such as identity and belonging, and global issues, government. So let's say you're not a fan of the built-in content and you want to make your own. Well, luckily you can create your own content. So let's create a deck, for example. So we'll go ahead and press the add button. We'll create a new deck, and then you just enter the title, the language, description, and then you enter the CSV data right here. So the way to enter a CSV word is, let's do, for example, hola. It's a simple word, and then that is hello. And then this is the word, this is the translation, and they're separated by commas. And then you can add a note, although the note is optional. So we'll say like, greeting. So keep in mind that the word data can only be entered via a CSV format. So like this. If you don't enter it this way or it has errors, it will return an error and it won't allow you to create it. In addition, you can set a story to be public or private. And you can always change this later. If the story is public, then everyone can discover it. If it's private, then only you can discover it. Also, the same can be done for stories. So click a story, and then you add the story translation, and the CSV data. Let's take a look of an example of some data. So we'll go ahead and just click a random story. And this is a cool feature, is that let's say there's like an error in this, and you wanted to just basically copy it. So we can go here, we can press copy, and it creates it as like a new story. And so this is how the format looks. So this is from an existing story. Creating a list is pretty straightforward, so you can just go ahead and press add, create a list. We'll call it my list 1. We'll do Spanish. And you can also set it as public or private, so just go ahead and publish it to the web. Alright, and then to add an item to the list, you can pretty much add anything to a list, whether it's your own creation or someone else's. So we'll go ahead and add C1 Spanish. Click that, add to a list. And I had a lot of lists, so we'll just add it to my list 1. And you can add it, and then you can remove it if you want to. Alright, so if you go over to My Stuff, you can go ahead and see the items that you've created as well as your bookmarks. So right now I don't have any decks with this account, although I have over 1,000 stories and many lists. So we'll go ahead and look at bookmarks as well. So whenever you add a bookmark, it goes ahead and saves it. And you can also filter out the bookmarks, or you can just type in a custom language if it's not in the list. Also, let's go ahead and take a look at settings. So we have account management, and this one's pretty self-explanatory. It is important to keep in mind though that there are limitations for the data, so every user can create up to 1 megabyte of content, although I've exceeded this as an admin. Now 1 megabyte of content is a lot. That's equivalent to like 1,000 pages of plain text, so I doubt most users will ever need to exceed this. If you are interested in learning and contributing quality content, please be sure to register and check it out. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy learning a new language with LinguaBerry.